Throughout the years, there has been talk of hauntings, Native American curses, mysterious lights over gravestones, and several tales of a large, wolf-like creature standing on its two legs around the land between the lakes area. Just south of the land between the lakes in Tennessee, a man and his dog were in his living room. When his dog started to growl at something outside the door. He sees what he thinks is a large dog trying to get through the dog door. It reaches its arm through the door, trying to grab his dog. It didn't have normal paws. It had what looked like human hands. The head of this dog looked 3 times the size of a normal dog. It looked as if the dog was going to break through the dog door. He goes to get his nearest gun. As he returns, the creature is gone. There have been strange sightings of a large canine creature around the land between the lakes area over the years. A common characteristic between them all are red glowing eyes, an unusual howl, and violent attacks on animals. In the early 1980s, a family was brutally killed outside their camper near an area called the Bunkers in the LBL. The camper was torn apart and their limbs were completely separated from their body. The attacks supposedly could not be attributed to any known animal around the region. It is said that the police kept the story quiet and out of the media in order for tourists to keep coming to the LBL. There were claw marks on the back of the father's body that were made by 4 long claws and a smaller digit that looked like a thumb. A clue that was left behind was attached to the decapitated arm of the father. In between the fingers was a clump of dark brown fur. One of the police officers went inside the camper and noticed rips along the walls. At the time, he thought they were just a result of a knife being swung violently. But at the same time, they kind of looked like claw marks. He wasn't sure exactly as to what kind of weapon could make this kind of damage. One of the children was in the camper. The other one was missing. The coroner later determined that there was no sharp object, but claws with brute force behind it. The animals that were ruled out were bears, wild cats, and wolves. Others arrived on the scene and combed through a wider radius of the area in search of the missing child. There were clothes scattered around the site. One of the officers is following tracks and stops at the base of a tree. The tracks have suddenly stopped. Above in the tree is the missing child. She had been dragged up into the tree, and it was obvious that there were bite marks on her body. Her severed hand was dangling from the tree, dripping blood on the officer. Within an hour, most of the police have left, But the officer that found the body stays behind. He searches around the campsite. Everyone was given instructions not to talk about the incident, especially to the media. The case is still unconfirmed, only kept alive by rumors. But the locals around the land between the lakes know the truth.